Hello, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. I'm Mixed Concepts here. Yeah, this is an unusual video I make on this channel. Yeah, if you're seeing the image, this is the US men's cricket team. I am a USA cricket fan. Uh, you probably don't know this. I am making this video to basically review how I felt about the T20 World Cup so far. I am recording this just a few hours before the semi-final between South Africa and Afghanistan. Yeah, so I'm gonna review so far how the T20 World Cup has gone in general, and especially from from the USA point of view, how I feel as a USA cricket fan of this World Cup. So first, I'll tell about my experience. It's not really an experience, rather it is how I feel as a USA cricket fan regarding this T20 World Cup and the performance of the USA cricket team. Yeah, I'll say first of all, they have exceeded my expectations by far, the US cricket team. Coming into the World Cup, yeah, we were co-hosts, USA were co-hosts, so I wasn't concerned about not making it. However, uh, it was a very difficult group, right? When we were asked to when not we were asked, but rather when we knew which group each team is in. So yeah, looking at the group stage, just gonna shift tabs real quick. So yeah, in Group A, having to play with India, Pakistan, Canada, and Ireland. It was a difficult group as a USA fan, I'll be honest, because every team in their own way is pretty good. Yeah, the only expectations I had from this team this time was to beat Canada. Yeah, that was really the only expectation if you asked me at the start of the tournament as a US fan. I was happy as long as USA could beat Canada because Canada is also not a very easy team for USA. There's been some great battles over the last 2 3 years between the two teams, so it was always going to be interesting. Thankfully, on the opening day, USA did beat Canada, and I was pretty happy with the result. And I thought, okay, whatever happens, happens. At least USA won one game and they beat Canada. That's pretty much what I was hoping that would happen. Then it was the next game against Pakistan. And oh my goodness, I did not expect that USA would beat Pakistan. Really. It took me 2 days to really sink it in that it actually has happened. I know on June 6th, when the game took place, I was watching the game from start to finish. It really did seem like USA were on top. They were the better team on the day, and it would have been a bit of an injustice type of feeling if USA had lost to Pakistan that day. But at the same time, it was kind of the expected result, so I would have been okay with it if you ask me. But I went to a super over. USA won the super over. Unbelievable it was. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It almost felt like a dream. It actually did. Uh, yeah. Then next game was against India. Well, if yes, I did have a bit of hope that USA could pull off the upset again. I know it was against India. It's a very good team. It would be another miracle if it did happen. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. India won, but I appreciate the fight USA gave. USA did not completely get blown away in that game. They gave a good fight to India. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. That's fine. And then the game against Ireland, well, it was washed out. Never happened. And that was enough. All we needed, all USA needed was that 1 point to move to the Super 8s. Uh, and that's it. Made it over Pakistan from Group A into the Super 8s, which was unbelievable if you ask me. Because at the start of the tournament, as I said, my expectation was as long as USA beats Canada, I'll be okay with it. I did always hope that USA could make the Super 8 because we want to make the Super 8 to ensure that we qualify. USA can qualify directly for the 2026 T20 World Cup. Yeah, playing in the qualifiers is very tricky, especially because USA is not like highly ranked in the ICC rankings. So the best way to qualify is just be in the top 8 of this World Cup, and make it next time. So yeah, USA actually making it to Super 8. It was like a dream come true type of feeling for me as a USA cricket fan. Well, in the Super 8, having realized which teams going to be playing against South Africa, England, and West Indies, it was always going to be a really, really difficult group. I didn't have any expectations from USA team. Yeah, I did hope that USA could pull off a win, maybe even two wins, make the semifinals. I know that's asking for too much. I knew it then. I know it now clearly. Yeah, I did like the game between USA and South Africa. I thought the fight USA showed was really good, especially being almost down and out while chasing down the target. Almost got there, but at the end, a bit of inexperience hurts. But that's fine. I like the fight USA gave that day. Yeah, against West Indies and England, yeah, it was pretty much the same story. They batted first, had a good power play, but then it just fell apart. Lost too many wickets in the middle. Just couldn't play the spinners that well. And yeah, then the teams they just chased down the target without any effort. Yeah, at least West Indies lost one wicket. England didn't even lose a wicket. Yeah, it was a very disappointing ending if you ask me. However, it was also like a bit expected. Yeah, I wasn't expecting USA to actually win. It was more in hope rather than expectation. But I would say I'm pretty proud of the performance by the USA men's cricket team because they exceeded my expectations by quite a bit. Didn't even expect them to make it to this phase. Beat Pakistan in the Super Over game is crazy. Some of the players, I think the big thing was Monang Patel. Him being injured was a real problem. Yeah, that was a very unfortunate incident. Yeah. If Monang Patel could have played all these games, maybe USA could have won one more. I don't know. I mean, all the games that USA actually played, minus the Ireland washout, were all against difficult teams. So I still wouldn't say that USA would have won a game if Monang Patel played, but it would have helped. It would have helped. But yeah, it is what it is. Pretty happy with the team performance. Yeah. All right. So that was my point of view as a USA cricket fan. Now, regarding the World Cup in general, I think it's been a pretty good T20 World Cup so far. The semifinals and finals yet to happen, as I said. Uh, yeah, I think a couple of teams that I would say were really unlucky this tournament are Scotland and New Zealand. Yeah, if you see Scotland, they ended in number three in Group B. Yeah, that washout against England, never really know what could have happened. Could Scotland have beat England that day? It's something we just don't know. I feel a bit sorry for them. Yeah, they played really well. They beat Namibia, Oman well. It's just that against Australia, it wasn't going to be an easy ask to beat them. And England, you got to give them credit. They absolutely obliterated Namibia and Oman on the cricket field. Yeah, they just really beat them and improve their net run rate. So you just have to hand it to them, I guess. Yeah, but I do feel, Scotland making it to the Super it would have also been kind of cool to see another associate nation along with the US. But yeah, it's what happened. And then Group C, obviously, West Indies, Afghanistan, and New Zealand. Yeah, it's kind of unfair that, three teams, three quality teams in the same group, and only two can advance to the next phase. Yeah, it was really difficult to see which two would actually make it to the next round, the Super 8. Yeah, and unfortunately, it was New Zealand that had to be the team that missed out. Yeah, they lost to both Afghanistan and West Indies. It's also a bit unfortunate that, they had to have their first two games of the World Cup against the two stronger teams instead of, having a game between against Uganda or Papua New Guinea in the first two. That could have given them that momentum. You never know if the scheduling was a bit more friendlier. Maybe New Zealand could have won another game and maybe they would have been in the Super 8 instead. It's it's all what ifs. I would say they were hard done. Yeah, I think Uganda as a team was very disappointing, but it was their debut experience. I mean, the fact they made it here over Zimbabwe was kind of incredible, if you ask me. Yeah, they did get a win against Papua New Guinea. And Papua New Guinea, I would call them a bit of an unlucky team as well. The game against West Indies, they gave it a really good fight, but they couldn't win. They should have won against Uganda, if you ask me. But, when they didn't even score 80 runs, it was always going to be difficult to defend. And then, yeah, Group D. Group D was probably the toughest group, if you ask me, because I felt all five teams, in their own way, could have made it to the Super 8. At the end, it was South Africa and Bangladesh that made it. Yeah, Sri Lanka not making it over Bangladesh, it's just a little bit of a surprise. It's not a real big surprise because that game between Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, I thought was always going to be a big game. Also, Netherlands, you could never count them out because in these type of ICC tournaments, they sometimes just tend to perform better than expected. Unfortunately, this time they couldn't do so. They only could beat Nepal. They almost got the better of South Africa. Unfortunately for them, it didn't happen. And then yeah, they lost to Bangladesh in what was pretty much a do-or-die game, and then Sri Lanka at the end. So yeah, they did have a disappointing ending, but they were obviously one to be watched out for. And then obviously Nepal. I felt they were a bit unlucky. Maybe Netherlands game, yeah, they didn't post a big score. They fought well. I would say Nepal fought really well in the games they played, except the game against Sri Lanka, which got washed out. But the other three games, they were really close in some aspects. Yeah, especially against South Africa, one run, that was such a tough loss. I'm not a Nepali fan, but yeah, that would have been such a nice win for them had they beat South Africa. Unfortunately, they couldn't do so. And then the Bangladesh game, they restricted them to a very low score, but they couldn't chase it down. Yeah, the batting was very disappointing from them. But they are a young team, and they're one to watch out for, I would say, in the upcoming years. Yeah, other teams like Namibia and Oman, I don't think anybody really expected much from them. Their game, though, the game between Namibia and Oman, it was an unbelievable game. Such a low-scoring thriller it was. Almost 110 was defended by Oman. Went to the super over, unbelievable. Yeah, and then in Group A, coming back to Group A, I think Canada beating Ireland was a bit of a surprise to me. I thought Ireland was very unlucky as well. The game against India was very poor for them. Yeah, then losing to Canada, I would say that was the most disappointing for them. Against Pakistan, they showed a really good fight. Unfortunately, they couldn't get over the line, and the USA game was washed out clearly, which I mentioned earlier. Canada, I would say Canada, they did beat Ireland, which is a huge result, and having a no result against India was also bonus, I guess, getting 3 points. Pakistan probably is the biggest underachiever, in my opinion, of this year's T20 World Cup. Yeah, the fact that they didn't even make the Super 8s from this group is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you lose to USA and India. Sorry, Pakistan cricket fans. But yeah, you lost to USA and then you lost to India from winning positions as well. Maybe against USA you were never really in a winning position, but you almost did win at the end. Should have won. When it was 12-3, I thought it was gone, but luckily for me as a USA fan, USA managed to tie the game and win it in the super over. Yeah, but then you took care of business against Canada and Ireland, but USA getting that 1 point from the washout was all that was needed to advance to the next phase. Now the Super 8 also threw in a bit of surprise, especially in Group 1. Yeah, Afghanistan beating Australia and then beating Bangladesh in that crazy game, both at St. Vincent. St. Vincent has given some great games, if you ask me. Yeah, it was been a tough batting ground, St. Vincent, but they've given some great games, great low-scoring thrillers. Yeah, Afghanistan making it over Australia. It's kind of unbelievable to think about it, but congratulations to them making it to the semifinals. Against India, they were disappointing. Yeah, India was pretty dominant in the group, I would say. But can they actually be dominant in the semifinal? Is something to be uh, looked at. Hopefully, they can win. Um, yeah, and then Group 2 was also really close, except USA, of course. The other three teams was also really interesting. Yeah, the West Indies versus England game. England winning by that margin, big margin against West Indies, really gave them that net run rate boost. They did lose to South Africa. South Africa actually managed to win all 3 games. You know, it almost seemed like they would give up the advantage they had at a point in the game. Like, against USA, they almost lost after, pretty much being ahead in the second innings for quite some time. Same thing against England, when England were struggling a little bit in that middle phase. All of a sudden, in 2, 3 overs, they got so many runs, and it was their game to win England, which England botched. They botched the opportunity. And then against West Indies, it was again South Africa's game to win while chasing down that target in the DLS method, but them losing those 3 wickets, all of a sudden just brought it to a really close phase. Luckily for them, they were able to get over the line and make it to the semifinal. Yeah. Well, so that's pretty much what I think of my review of this T20 World Cup. Best of luck to the remaining 4 teams in the T20 World Cup. Now, if you ask me who I want to see win, I'll be honest, as long as England doesn't win, I'll take it. Sorry, England fans. You won last time. Yeah, let a newer champion win. I know India has won, but it's been a long time since they've won one ICC trophy, so I think they kind of deserve it. Or South Africa and Afghanistan. Why not say new champion? May the best team win. Yeah, if England do win, yeah, fair play. Well done if they do win. Gotta congratulate them. That's all I can do. Yeah. I know this is not a usual video I make on my channel. I'm more in mobile gaming videos. But this time I just wanted to give a bit of my observations and how I've enjoyed this T20 World Cup, both as a cricket fan and as a USA cricket fan especially. USA playing way above expectations. Like to see the way they performed this time. Hopefully they can keep on advancing in cricket and become a pretty good team like Afghanistan have become in the future. Hopefully it can happen within the next 5 to 10 years. What's next for me as a US cricket fan? Well, I guess MLC, Major League Cricket, is happening in like a couple of weeks, I think. Not sure when it starts. Yeah, I don't have any team to support. I mean, I guess I do, but I don't really prefer to support that way. Yeah, it's still a new league. I'll enjoy the league just as a fan, cricket fan in general. Want to see some of the U.S. cricket players play well. Yeah, on the teams, just hope to see them play well. And then afterwards, as the U.S. national team plays, they'll play in Cricket World Cup League 2 for the 2027 ODI World Cup. That road will start soon. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking forward to as a US cricket fan. But first, as a cricket fan in general, looking forward to the semifinals and the finals of the T20 World Cup. Yeah, as I said, I'm recording this like a few hours, I think like 5, 6 hours before the semifinal between South Africa and Afghanistan starts. And I hope to post this on YouTube just before the semifinal starts, so I can enjoy it without having known the result by the time this video is posted. Alright, that was all I have to say. I know it's almost been 20 minutes since I've recorded. Yeah, if you do like this type of video, please let me know in the comments. I'll try to make more cricket type videos on different leagues, or as a USA cricket fan, more videos on the US cricket team. Because I'll be honest, I've been more inspired by some of the other YouTubers. Some YouTubers out there, they just speak about cricket like this, like how I've spoken for the first time. And, they've been successful. Yeah, I know I'm a bit of a copycat in this case, but hopefully maybe I'm successful too. Yeah, that'll be it. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like the video. Comment down if you want me to post more cricket videos like this other than gaming. And until the next video, bye.